What's going on, everyone? Juice Bags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. The Seas of Dragonfall Part 3 just launched today. Chromatic kind of ninja launched this one on us without any sort of notice or, any idea that it was coming at all. But here it is. Now, I will be doing a full patch note review this afternoon. However, I wanted to jump in and check out the new map. We got a new map and a new boss. I've got no sneak peeks at it this time, so this is a true first look at the map. This one is the Aquarian Throne Room. Let's jump in and check it out. All right, and here we go. I gotta say, this one looks kind of cool. So we know that this is going to be a boss map. Oh, wow. Got some really, really long lanes here. This is going to be a boss map. We've got 1400 DU. It looks like we're going to have 2 cores to defend. And I don't think this is one we're going to want to turtle out. This is a big map. This is definitely a good size. Now, let's see, if you had to guess, where's the boss going to spawn? I would guess the boss is going to spawn right there. Taking a look at it. Maybe the boss will drop like right here, but we got to get to that stage first, and we got 2 cores to defend. Let's go ahead and turtle build it for this first one. I don't think turtle building is probably going to be the way to go on this one, but let's do it anyway. And we are going to go, let's just go with a werewolf commander. Another werewolf commander. This one, for a turtle build, it's pretty easy to do the math. We got 700 DU to work with. Let's give this guy a reflect beam. We may end up needing 2 to block the lane here. We'll have to see how it goes. Now, we do have some flyers coming in on this one. I feel like they will probably be automated because we are going to go with some dryad trees here. Now, remember, this one is a boss fight, so we're going to have to plan for that as well. So let's say we guessed correctly, and the boss is going to spawn down here. Let's put a tree kind of like off in the water right there. That way we get a little tree buff. Do I have Empowering Aura? I do have Empowering Aura as well. Let's drop that right there also. And then, what else? Let's get an obelisk as well. That way we've got all our hero buffs in. And let's just drop an obelisk, say, right there, too. Now, we can go, we could go with a reflect beam here. Actually, I should have given a little bit more room for one. That's also going to give us a range pylon to make our tree and our flame are a little bit bigger. All right, so we got that covered. Let's go ahead and put walls on the other lane over here. Let's see, let's just go right here with this one. We'll get our reflect beam in. I don't want to put them too far this way because the range is not absolutely incredible on the Nimbus, and that's what I plan on using here. Let's go this way as well. And then, we need to drop our tree back down so that we can build over here. Let's just throw the tree like right in behind here to kind of give it a little bit of line of sight protection. And let's see, what does that leave us? That leaves us almost 1,000 left. So let's see, let's just plan on going 400. So 400 would be, 5 Nimbus? And then all the buffs. So we'll go with, a boost aura. Let's get a destructive pylon in there and a buff beam. And then that will give us a little leftovers. We might be able to throw a buff beam on something else as well. This side, I feel like we get it a little bit easier as the lanes are a little bit tighter. Let's do the same thing. We'll go 5 Nimbus. We're going to have a lot of DU left over, actually. 170 DU left. Well, I mean, we could throw a 6th Nimbus on each side. Let's throw one right there. We'll throw another one over here. And then what's that going to leave me? That's going to leave another 50. Let's see, let's just throw that one here. So what do we want to do with the 50? Well, I mean, we could give this stuff a buff beam. It does have diffusion on it, but we're going to be at the range max on that tree pretty quick. In fact, the diffusion might actually get us there. Yeah, with diffusion, we're already past the cap. So let's go with this and see how it flies here for wave number 1. Now, like I said, this is a true first look, so there's, you know, and it's a new boss that I have no idea what sort of mechanic or anything there is for, so this is likely to be extremely sketchy. I almost feel like we should have some Nimbus out here just to kind of thin the pack out here in the middle. I mean, we've got the DU to do it. We could have gone with 4 Nimbus here. That would have given me, what, an extra 120 DU? Another 4 on the other side, that's 240. I mean, we could have easily added a stack in the middle, and we've already got boosts and buffs and all that stuff out there. So we don't need to calculate that in. We could put a whole nother stack right here. It's actually running fairly quick for the amount of distance I'm making the enemies run. Obviously, this is not an ideal way to farm the build. It's just, you know, of course, we don't even know if it's going to work yet, but this is just complete first impressions, experimental mode. And I think the thing with turtle builds are never the fastest way to run a map, but a lot of times they are the safest. So that is what we're looking for here on this one. And now we see the map is kind of slowed to a creep. Still running, but we really, really need something out here. And matter of fact, why don't we just evolve this build? There's no reason not to. That tree has taken a good bit of damage. We can even move that tree back. But let's definitely evolve this build. Let's not just go with this, as I'm already just super unhappy with how it's running here. I think this one would be more than safe enough. But I feel like we've got some missed opportunities here. Got the flyers coming in. They should all get handled. There's a bunch of flyers getting, they got handled as well. All right, let's evolve, because this is not, I'm not happy with this setup at all. So let's go with 4 Nimbus. And we're going to have to completely redo the middle here. That tree was taking a bunch of damage. We don't want that. So we are going to move, that stuff into a little better location. But let's go, we can just get rid of those 2. We can go with 4 Nimbus there. So now we've got, what, 250 freed up. We're going to want to move all this stuff. That flame aura can stay where it's at. In fact, I think I even moved the reflect beam. So let's go. Let's put the tree further back. We'll go with, like, the tree right there. Actually, we might even be able to go a little bit further than that, because it's going to get all those range buffs. So if we went with the tree right there, we've got, what, our 4 Nimbus. In fact, just space them like that a little bit. We want to get that obelisk back in, so let me yoink the lovely Jucinda here. And I think we'll just throw that. Where do we want to put that? I want to make sure I'm getting reflect beam protection. Maybe there's enough DU for multiple. See, if we throw that right there, and then we can get that buff beam just say something like that. Then that leaves me 30. So with the 30, we can go... We can go something like that. Now, that's a little bit sketch, but I do think it's also a little bit better. We've got 800 D left. Let's slam it into this tree, because remember, I do have thick vines on the tree as well. I didn't go through my defenses at all. On the obelisk, I've got just kind of a generic obelisk, mainly there for the empowering blasphemy. Same thing on the flame aura, it's there for the empowering aura. On the tree, we've got vicious, thick, and automation with anti-melee, anti-chaos, and defense range. And then the Nimbus is using kind of the usual go-to here. Let's see. Let's just spam a few rando upgrades in. See if this helps thin these mobs out a little bit faster. And it is... In fact, I mean, I feel like you put the bulk of the build out here. So, I mean, you could probably get away with just 2 Nimbus back here and just throw everything out front here. That gives you the protection from those side lanes that come in from the back there. And then the flyers. Because this stuff is going to be unattended right now. But, I mean, all of the action is taking place out here. And, I mean, everything is getting chewed on pretty quick. Now, we did get a boss from the shortwave. We got a stone wolf over here, so it's a pretty direct shot. I think they did a good job visually with the map. I mean, it's got some pretty impressive scenery. There's no doubt there. Now, according to the patch notes, we do have a rare pet that drops from this map as well. Plus the new weapons, which, we'll have to get those weapons and check them all out to see what we think of them. It's definitely a very different map than I think what we've come to expect in Dungeon Defenders 2. It's big. We don't have a lot of maps with quite this much real estate. Especially not of the newer maps. I mean, I can't think of anything outside of the keep with the 2-core map having the cores this far apart from each other. And it's a lot of terrain. It's a lot of terrain. So I think spawn camps will end up being the way for farming this one. Or creating just some massive middle killing area. That wave went way, way faster. And in fact, I think that's where we'll put all of our upgrades, or the majority of our upgrades anyway. Right out here. So let's get our obelisk up. Just try to throw a couple of upgrades into everything. Good enough. Let it fly, and that should help clear the mobs even faster. I hope I'm right about the boss. I mean, I would assume he's going to spawn from there or there. But there we got the little waterfall and all. And I think thematically, with the boss coming out of the waterfall, in my mind, that's how it's going to go down. But we will see. We will see. Also curious to see if this one is going to have a mechanic at all, or if it's just going to be a meat shield. Which I think there's probably a solid chance of either. The last couple of bosses... Well, I mean, you figure there's a mechanic with the genie. There's kind of a mechanic on the old Earth Guardian farm. The bosses coming out of these back lanes has me a little curious. I think they had a lot of freedom on this one. Yeah, I think we could pump everything into the middle. In fact, I do feel like, at a minimum, we could move one more Nimbus from each core out here. And get 2 more Nimbuses floating around out here, and I think that would be absolutely huge. You see, with the stuff moved back, this stuff is not taking any shots anymore, so it's now out of aggro range, it looks like. I haven't seen any little Gobus out there, little range Gobus thrown at it. The map does seem like it's burning much quicker. I'm also curious with the length of these lanes. I'm not sure how realistic it would be. But with the length of these lanes, I'm wondering if Embermount fissures, you know, modded fissures, the enemies are going to have such a long distance to run. That might do quite a bit of clearing. Now, you'd have to give them some Cyborg protection and some Frost Orc protection, which seems a little excessive for fissures, and takes away from their glory just a little bit as well. You'd have to overcap their rate and go with tenacity. Or something along those lines, you know, automation, reflect beams, whatever the case is. Alright, now let's just dump everything into out here. And let it fly. The more upgrades we get out here, of course, the faster the bulk of the mobs are going to be burning off here. New mods, like I said, I will go through the patch notes later on, but we got some new mods in the mix as well, plus the new weapons, and then the new rare spawn, or rare pet farm, I should say, not rare spawn. Got a little siege roller action, so it looks like bosses are free to come out of most of the lanes. Got a siege roller up here now. Looking pretty solid. Something that does a little bit more AoE damage might be really, really good out here as well. Tuskar over this way. Oh, nope, Tuskar not over this way. Or there, no, there he is. Oh, Tuskar was snaked, so I didn't see him. Flyer's slow rolling it in. Same thing on the far side here. Right, and once again, I'm just going to continue to dump right here. Let's just get all this stuff jacked. Look, we have all of that upgraded. No point in upgrading that aura. Alright, so I guess we're good there. I guess we can go ahead and move into this terrain. I'm thinking 2 or 3 Nimbus out here is at the cores is the way, though. It gives you some good last resort, plus that flyer protection. Alright, let's let it fly. One more wave, and then we got our boss. Where'd this one spawn? This one spawned right here. The Orc Warlord. So yeah, we've had... Well, we haven't had a boss out of either of these lanes yet, I don't believe. But I think we've had a boss out of every lane so far. Want to see how that goes. Of course, we'll be able to figure out that very, very quickly just after running it a few times. Not ideal for first-time boss killing coming in solo. Of course, the game becomes slightly imbalanced if you play in a group. So, in this kind of situation, having a monk with me to boost, or, you know, I have no problem with being on the monk. Being on the monk and boosting, say, a mercenary or, you know, any other hero for that matter, would probably be quite beast. Alright, now there was an ogre that came from this way. I don't know what lane he spawned out of. I'll be able to see it when I edit the video. I'm not sure where he spawned out of. This is a crazy big map, though. Kudos to him for pulling off such a large map. And it's running super smooth, too. I haven't seen or felt like any frame rate drops or anything like that. So it feels really, really good. Feels fairly smooth running. I think part of the problem, or part of the deal there, is these lanes are pretty straight and wide open. Now, you know, obviously I'm not the world builder in video games to have a general clue, but I would think with these wide open lanes like this, it may been a little easier to deal with, like the mob pathing and stuff like that. Pretty crazy, though. 100 mobs left. Pretty big packs, though, so we should be able to burn them off fairly quick. And then the moment of truth. Where is the boss going to come from? And what's his mechanic going to be? Got a Plaguing Hawk slow rolling it here. Let's just give him a little assist. Got another Plaguing Hawk slow rolling it down the middle. He might actually just get wrecked by the Nimbus. Yeah, it looks like he's going to. We'll give him a little help, though. Ease him on his way. And did I speak too soon? Or is that just like a Hex Thrower? I bet it's a Hex Thrower. Well, it died off, but... yeah, I'm betting that was a Hex Thrower. Alright, so here we go. Let's see where the boss is. Here he is. King Aquarian. Oh ho ho! Wow! Alright, we had a little lag spike there. And it looks like he's got his own room that opened up. So we're out of range. I want to stay in my buff zone. Is he not going to come out? I'm not seeing any damage on him yet. Alright, so I completely set up at the wrong places. Ooh, he hits like a truck too. He's got a freeze. Oh, slapped. Alright, it looks like he's gonna come out, or no, he resets, it appears. Oh, you gotta go through a portal? What is that? Oh! That just gives you a little speed portal down. So, lessons learned. We definitely gotta set up in the back. It looks like you might have to be inside of the little bubble, too. Man, he hits like an absolute truck. Ooh, he's got a little spin move. Go back through our portal here. Looks like we're going to have to just chunk him away a little. Ooh, and he teleported up. Oh, and I walked on the trap. I mean, the trap's pretty clearly on the ground. Stand in the fire, DPS higher. Is that the same? I don't think that necessarily applies to this one. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa! That caught me off guard a little bit. We got tentacles, y'all. There are tentacles. Do we have the DPS of tentacles? Actually, looks like they're taking down. Oh, we do. Daily mission complete. Outstanding. 600 million health on the tentacle solo. Man, I stepped right on that stupid trap again. Luckily, the build is holding out strong. Maybe we can't burn this thing. I did it again. Alright, yeah, so kill the tentacles, boss man back. He gives you the big ol' power slap to the face. I'm wondering if he's going to come out at all. Oh, now we got tentacles and the boss with his little shooty business. Tentacles are shooting. Oh, man, I really got to learn to not stand in those traps. That's like, what, 420 deaths already to standing in traps? Ooh. That was a little crazy. Did we get him? Yeah, it looks like we got him. Many deaths. Many deaths. Now let's check out the loot. Daily mission complete. Outstanding. Oh, at least they don't make you run for the loot. It's right here. Let's check out which of the weapons we got. Looks like I got a dagger, maybe? Rogue Wave, the Coral Dagger. Kind of a trash tier roll on it. Primary attacks have a 8.65% chance to spawn a Rogue Wave for 652% of your hero damage stat and knock enemies back. Sounds like it might be interesting to play with. But there is a first look, y'all. True first look at the Aquarian Throne Room. Just launched today in Dungeon Defenders 2. I'll put a link to the patch notes below, but I will be doing a video later on, probably within an hour or two of this video going public, showing or going through the patch notes and seeing what is all good. But thanks a ton for watching. Get it downloaded, y'all. It is out. And I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.